Hello everyone, this is Ala Pivot from the Daily Futsal, also known as TDF. Today we have the tremendous pleasure of having Ikhlaq Hussain of Birmingham Futsal Club on our podcast to discuss a little bit about how he got into the game, how he has managed to bring success to Birmingham Futsal Club the past 3 seasons, and also his thoughts on the future of English futsal. Just a reminder for some of the viewers that may not know us that well, TDF is the brainchild of 3 people. Myself, Block the Middle, and Hector. And it was created with the intention of educating futsal stakeholders on the contemporary issues facing the sport today, and also to help promote futsal in the UK. When I use the word stakeholders, I simply mean anybody involved in futsal, be it players, coaches, sports developers, fans, and any other type of consumer of our wonderful sport. But in short, we're here to answer, to the best of our abilities, any questions you may have concerning futsal. So to begin, it's a pleasure to have you, Ikhlaq.
Thank you. Pleasure to be on your show.
Cheers, thank you very much. Nice and easy to start off with, Ikhlaq. When were you first introduced to futsal?
So basically, we were a youth football club in about 2003. And I think in 2004 we got introduced to futsal. We were introduced to the FA Futsal Cup, where we entered the team, and then in between 2004 and 2005 season, we qualified for the finals, and that was the first time. And then there was no looking back. We just enjoyed the sport so much that we kept going. We changed from a youth football club to a futsal club, and we've been working really hard since then.
Great. Good to hear. And what made you invest the time, the effort and resources into a sport which seemingly offers minimal financial returns?
We don't do futsal for money. All of us are volunteers. I guess it's the passion for the sport, and we want to see the sport do really well. Like many other people want to see the sport do well. And hopefully in our lifetime we will get there. We've been doing it for a long time, and I don't know how much years I got left in me, but I'll keep going until I can.
Oh, I'm sure you've got plenty of years ahead of you, Ikhlaq, and I'm sure we will get there eventually. But talking about what we really want to talk about today, and that's Birmingham Futsal Club. Now, Birmingham arguably the strongest side in the UK at this moment alongside Helvetia. Tell us about how you have managed to make Birmingham one of the strongest sides over the past 3 seasons.
I think it's a bit unfair to say just 3 seasons, because our hard work starts up from 2004 and 2005, and we've just been building it every year and every season, and everything we do. At that time we were just a team, and now we're a club, and we're just not a small club. We're a big club that's got a lot of things in place. We run proper. But the hard work over the years has given us a product, if you like, and the product, people get attracted to it, and it's started to do well. And if the top of the product is doing well, which is the first team, which is the performance team, everything else underneath it is attracting more players, and we got more youth teams, the setup, more coaches coming involved, getting involved, more volunteers, and that's it. It's just hard work, really. There's no real secret. A lot of hours of volunteering.
Oh, you're absolutely correct, and your product has been absolutely fantastic. So much that last season you went unbeaten in the Super League, winning all 12 of your matches, and which means you obviously went into the playoffs as a favourite. But actually, you ended up losing to Genesis, who finished 4th in the Super League South. And consequently, the top 4 Super League South clubs were the 4 grand finalists, which kind of reinforced the perception that perhaps the South, are possibly the strongest league at the moment. With this in mind, how do you think Birmingham would fare if, let's say, they played in the Super League South? How do you think they'll be faring so far this season?
First of all, I don't agree that the South League is stronger than the North League.
Fair enough.
I know there's about 2 or 3, maybe 4 teams that are good and can compete. But if you go down below that, some of the teams, they're not competitive in my opinion. And they probably won't even be able to compete in the North League. Yes, in the past, the South League has been strong or stronger, but this season, I have to disagree with you there.
Okay.
Again, last season, fair play to Genesis, and well done to them, and they're a good club, and I hope they do well again this year. But we have to look after our own club, and we've just got to make sure we don't make the same mistakes.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to be working on. We've tried to avoid what happened last season.
So it's your opinion that the Super League North and South are perhaps balanced, or that the North is better than the South? What's your opinion?
Currently now, this season,
Yep, this
I would
season.
say there's 3 or 4 good teams in the North, and same with the South. It's not completely. The South is not completely stronger than the North. I disagree with that.
Okay, absolutely. And at this moment, would you? I don't know if it's a bit cheeky of me of asking, but do you consider Birmingham to be the favourites to win everything this year?
We'll try our best, but as you know, there's other teams who want to be at the top as well and who want to win it. So we can only work really hard and try our best.
Okay. Also, Birmingham, I believe, is the second most cosmopolitan city in London. I might be wrong, after London. And Birmingham obviously feature a lot of pretty good Spanish players. Where do you find them?
So, with regards to players, previously, I think like 4 or 5 seasons ago, we had one player who came and joined us. He was Spanish, and I think when he went back just for holidays, he spoke to other people, and then he came back a second season, and then more people spoke, and then we had a coach from Spain. And I think when they go back, when they speak to other players of their experience, and it's something, it must be a positive experience.
I
so
see,
when
yeah.
they go back, they speak to others, and a lot of the players contact us now. We don't go out looking for players from abroad. Even now, it isn't even the new season. For next season, we've got a list of players that have already contacted us who have shown intention that they want to come to Birmingham and they want to play for our club.
That makes sense. Yeah. So much that West London futsal in the past, and even Helvetia became a very Brazilian side. Really, West London is owned by a Brazilian guy and an English guy, and along the years it was a bit of an English club, but then a couple of Portuguese players began to come in, and eventually it became predominantly a Portuguese club. So I can completely understand the reasoning why there are a lot of Spanish players in Birmingham at this moment. So.
But how we look at it is our men's team, our first team is a performance team. So we play to win.
Absolutely correct.
For our young players, especially the English players, ones. If I give you an example, if we've got a player this year that's under 16s, and next year he's good enough to go into the men's team, he will be training with some good players.
Absolutely.
And if he's not ready when he's 16, when he's 17, he's already played with some really good players. He's learned a lot. And then if he has another year where he's coming in and out of the team and training with them, it's only beneficial for them. The long-term plan is that all of our players from our youth teams approach the first team. Obviously, that's not going to happen because some of them will go on to play football. Some of them will go to other clubs. That's understandable. But if we've got X amount, for example, if you've got 100 players and 50 of them stay at your club, and out of them 25 of them are playing in your first team, I think that's a good job done.
Absolutely. It's all about development at the end of the day. Just out of curiosity, Ikhlaq, how many of your first team players are Spanish and how many are English at this moment?
Out of the first team, I think we've got about 22 players now.
Okay.
We've got about 12 or 13 Spanish and 10 English. 9 or 10 English.
All right. So if the FA, it's a rule that I disagree with, if I'm absolutely honest with you, but the FA touched on the subject with some southern clubs during the annual general meeting this year that they want to introduce a rule whereby all clubs must have 6 English players to the matchday squad. 1, do you agree with this rule? And 2, how do you think Birmingham would cope with this rule?
If they enforce the rule, we have to agree with it, not just me, all the clubs. We've got to go by it, and if it's a rule, we'll have 6 English players. It's not a problem. A lot of people look, there's a lot of Spanish players there, but what they don't see is that we have got a lot of young English players, and every season, even if 2 or 3 of them come forward into the first team, it only takes 2 or 3 seasons, and there's 6 of them, and then you've got 5 or 6 that are already there. There's 12 players that can play them.
I agree.
It's not a hard job to get the players, and the more publicity we get, the more while we do the first team, the more attention we attract from better players and better English players.
Any of these current English players do you think that deserve to be in the English setup, whether under 19, under 23, or first team? And if so, we'll make sure that TDF give them a shout out online. Anyone at all, in your opinion?
Sorry, can you repeat that? Because you're breaking up a bit.
Oh, apologies, Ikhlaq. I'm just saying, as you're saying that there are good English players coming through the Birmingham system, anyone you think that is particularly deserving of a place in the England setup, whether it's at England under 19, under 23, or the senior team level?
I think we've got the oldest English players, Daniel Guy.
Daniel Guy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in the under 23s. I think he's trained with the England first team as well. And we've got the players like Louis Scott, Zach Price, and then a bit younger than them, there's Tam Mulakazi. We've just re-signed Gadbu Moroka. He was with us. He's played for England before as well. So he's come back to us. So, well, you're the first person I'm telling, actually. We'll announce it tomorrow or the day after. So there's another English player. And we're speaking to a couple more as well.
Good.
Probably not for this season. They'll train this season and we'll sign them back next season. So some of the players that used to train with us and didn't see futsal as a sport that they can play or didn't seem attracted to it, now all of a sudden they see that it's grown, it's getting better, the game's probably at a better standard as well than it was 5, 6 seasons ago, and they want to play. Good.
And that's what we need. That's what we need to encourage our youth, especially the youth, to take on futsal and to try and take it on as some sort of a pathway. Just going back a little bit on the Spanish topic very quickly, I've heard from some sources, not necessarily sure if it's true, that you help find new players a job. Is this true? And if so, can you tell us a little bit more about this recruitment process?
So, when you say help players find a job, like,
I mean,
a player comes to us...
Exactly. So what I heard was, and this may or may not be true, and if it's not, it's absolutely fine. You help foreign players find jobs in order to play for Birmingham, which would be a great recruitment tool. Is this true? And if so, how do you do it?
Yeah, so once a player comes here, first thing they do is they have to be here first. So, once they're here, we help them to settle.
Okay.
If they need somewhere to live, we find them we'll help them find somewhere to live. But they pay for everything themselves. We don't pay none of our players. We don't pay none of our staff or anything. So they have to pay for everything themselves. Say if a player comes up to me and he's found a job and he needs help with where the process is to fill an application form or to do something, that's just it's a natural thing.
Absolutely.
As someone who's I consider myself to be a nice person. So if someone comes to ask me for help, why not? But yeah, it's not a hard thing to do.
No, I agree.
If they come here and they've come here to play, I think it's the least I can do for them.
So is part of Birmingham's success then this family atmosphere then? One encourages the other, one helps another, and you end up creating a family environment. Is that perhaps a part of your successes along the years?
Yeah, we all help each other. It's not just the staff. Even like, for if I give you an example, one of the under-13s player, he's also does the commentary for us, Isaac Barrenta, and he also does match reports for us. Then we've got one of the parents who's the DJ on match days and things like that, and everyone contributes. Whoever's got a talent, we try to tap into it as well. Everyone does it voluntarily, and like there's about 17, 18 of us who run the club, so it's a big team, and we all put our hours in to make it successful.
Good, and we're very thankful for that. We're very thankful, Ikhlaq. And finally, the very last question. What do you think futsal in the UK needs to kick on in the next 1 to 5 years, shall we say? What would you do if you were in charge of futsal?
What I would do is probably not going to happen. So I tell you what I think futsal needs. Futsal needs to be a product that can be promoted and a product that someone can invest into.
So commercialised then, yeah?
Yeah, we need to have a product. At the moment, we've got good teams and good clubs, but we haven't got a product. And I think now with one league coming, and if all the teams are equipped well, and there's no, like, you can't go to a game with 6 or 7 players.
No, you can't. Yeah, absolutely.
You can't do that.
Absolutely.
So if we've got a product where all the clubs are committed and everyone's doing a good job, and if that product can attract people, I think that's what we need. We need a good product. And until we get a good product, I'm afraid to say that we'll still be talking about this in 5 years if we don't get a good product.
I agree. And Ikhlaq, do you wanna make any final comments? Do you want to shout out to anyone, or do you any advice you want to give to people that are starting up a new club now or coaching? Is there anything you'd like to say?
Just everyone who's involved in football, a massive thank you to all of them, and keep up the hard work. I know it's not easy because I do it myself, and sometimes we don't get home till really late when we've got to be up the next morning. But hopefully, in the end, it'll all be worth it.
Perfect. Everyone that's tuning in, guys, make sure you like Birmingham Futsal on Facebook. Give them a follow on Twitter as well, and make sure you keep an eye on their progress this year. And TDF are going on a limb here, and we reckon Birmingham may just win it all this year. So the best of luck, Ikhlaq, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for your time, and keep up the good work.
Cheers. Thank you so much, Ikhlaq. Take care.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, so you heard that. Everyone, tune in to Birmingham. Make sure you like their page, follow them. Also, make sure you give the Daily Futsal a like on Facebook. Just type the Daily Futsal on your search bar. You'll find us with the first one with the TDF black and yellow logo. Follow us on Twitter at the Daily Futsal, and that's capital T, capital D, capital F, and also Instagram, the Daily Futsal. Find us there. Give us a like. We're here to serve the community at the end of the day, and most of what we do is just to help develop the sport of futsal in the UK. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in.